From Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.
On News Hour tonight, National Emergency Management Agency warns of severe floods ahead of as Old Zaria Cemetery is threatened. Police Commission Chairman Musiliu Smith resigns amid recruitment crisis. Federal Executive Council approves first stage of indigenization of vaccines production. And on the foreign scene, King Charles leads procession of Queen's coffin through London. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Hour. I am Ayinde Shuaga. Heavy rainfall and floods in parts of Zaria have flooded and ravaged some cemeteries, damaging tombs in the area. This, according to reports, is despite efforts to safeguard them from such disasters. Some of the affected cemeteries are Magajin Gari Cemetery in Kwarbai, Zaria City, as well as Hayin Ojo Cemetery. Workers at both cemeteries say no fewer than 500 graves have been affected. The workers appealed to the relevant authorities to arrest the situation to avert further destruction. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, says more than 300 people have so far been killed in flood disasters across Nigeria in 2022. Director General of NEMA, Mustafa Ahmed, disclosed this at a strategic workshop with stakeholders on disaster risk reduction and management held in Abuja. He said over 50 flood disasters alerts were received by the agency daily, with more than 100 communities affected. According to him, the numbers have been increasing by the day, adding that 2002 flood disasters would be worse than that of 2012. In 2012, NEMA reported that at least 363 people were killed and over 2.1 million people were displaced by floods. Floods have devastated more than 200 households in Makurdi, Benue State. Executive Secretary, Benue State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, Emmanuel Shio, made the declaration in Makurdi on Wednesday at the monthly distribution of relief materials to internally displaced persons, IDPs. He listed affected parts of the Benue State capital as Naka Road, Giado Villa, Judges Quarters Extension, among others. He assured that the state's Committee on Floods has approved the expansion of selected camps in Makurdi, Guma, and Logo to accommodate flood victims. The Lagos State government has threatened to demolish some marked structures on drainage alignments and setbacks in Mende, Maryland, and Aboru in the Alimosho area of the state, where floods have wreaked havoc of late. The State Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tunji Bello, in a statement on Tuesday says it is regrettable that despite several warnings, the residents of the areas have refused to move but would rather resort to cheap blackmail of having nowhere to relocate to. Bello, who spoke against the background of a viral video of some people being rescued in Mende, emphasized that the area is a low-lying floodplain. In the statement signed by the Director of Public Affairs, Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, Kunle Adeshino, the Commissioner advised residents of the areas to relocate forthwith. There are indications prices of foodstuff in Adamawa State would rise beyond comprehension if substantive agreement is not reached between the state government, Amalgamated Union of Foodstuff and Cattle Dealers over imposed internally generated revenue, IGR, on products in the state. The unions are protesting 5,000 naira per cow and 300 naira per bag of grain IGR imposed on them by the state governor, Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri. Salis Lawan has details.
A release from Adamawa State Board of Internal Revenue indicated that the state government has increased the revenue for cattle from 200 naira to 5,000 naira, while a bag of grain, which was 20 naira, is now increased to 300 naira. Other animals are horses and donkeys from 500 naira to 10,000 naira. The release also indicated that revenue to be paid for sheep, cows and pigs, which was 100 naira, has been increased to 500 naira. This development has shaken the three major cattle markets and most of the grassroots markets in Adamawa, as many see it as an anti-people initiative.
This 5,000 naira, we cannot accept. We cannot agree to this. This is very high, like a set-off for our business. He need to destroy our business completely, totally. We cannot accept like that. This is destroying, is set-off. This is set-off for this illegality increasing. Increasing from 200 naira. We're increasing 300 naira. It's okay. This is our stand. If the government never accept like that, we cannot agree to accept to increasing anything kobo from this.
This decision that Adamawa State has been taking, it will not. There's no any businessman that can survive on it. There's no any cattle dealer that can do this and survive again and continue and handle the business again. It can be. If not, we're going to disassociate the Adamawa State government from our business at all. We'll pack to everywhere in this country and do our business. There's many different types of states that has the cattle and they are inviting us.
This development has led to the death of many cows whose worth is in millions of naira, according to the union's leadership. They said they cannot continue to see their members suffer in silence.
We gathered here to show our grievances. Paying 5,000 naira as a revenue per cow is not possible, and we cannot afford it. We are urging the state governor to review this law for the betterment of all.
It's been a week now that we have not traded our products. The government promised to renovate the market, and nothing has been done yet. We had a meeting with the government delegation where we urged them to forget about the issue of clearance on the road. Rather, they should concentrate on collecting their revenue. Today is the 7th day that our people are still in custody of their products without marketing them, of which such has caused huge loss. So this is the reason why we decided to call on our people from different locations here in order to forward our complaints. We are pleading with the government to look into the matter.
Stakeholders believed reviewing the new IGR law will go a long way towards solving the soaring revenue crisis between state government and the unions. Salis Lawan, Trust TV News, Yola.
Motorists and residents in Port Harcourt have appealed to government at all levels and relevant authorities to find out the root cause of continuous rise in price and scarcity of petroleum products in Rivers State. They made the call as residents buy fuel at 200 naira per litre. The report.
Some residents who were on queue to purchase petroleum product at the NNPC in Port Harcourt town complained that they have stayed so long without any hope of getting the fuel, while some who could not bear the queue are patronizing the black market where prices are exorbitant. They urged the government to, as a matter of urgency, intervene as all economic activities are beginning to be halted due to fuel scarcity. They called on the government to also resolve the pending issues between security operatives on highways and petroleum tanker drivers who were said to have parked their vehicles by the roadside along Aba Road for over a week now. The tanker drivers complain of how the security operatives have been allegedly extorting money from them.
Since 5:30 in the morning, we are on this queue trying to get fuel. Before yesterday, I bought it at the rate of 200 naira at Eliozu. But there is fuel, and they are holding this fuel because of the issues they are passing through. Whenever they want to load, they are paying excess money to the security agents, which is affecting their product. And we, the masses, are feeling the heat. Not even there, the masses are feeling the heat.
Just because day before yesterday, we started hearing about the fuel price will increase. Yesterday, I bought it from Air Force, 250 naira per liter. It's very bad, and I'm a commercial driver. I find it difficult to make it because I bought for a very high price.
It's very bad for what they are doing to us, and the election is coming. All these things we're supposed to have them free. We're not supposed to suffer before we have common fuel. And this is one of the important things in life that the common need to have. So what we are saying is, let them release this thing anywhere they are keeping it.
The government are not helping matter. Instead of them to make things to be easy for the masses, instead of us to go front, we are going backward every time. We will not hear that we are going forward. We are going backwards.
It's getting out of hand. Like, see, we have been in the hold up since, not because of they don't want to be bought, but because of the fuel scarcity. Even the fuel station has been filled and still yet, so nobody will be able to get fuel. We are still waiting. And the price of the fuel has increased. In fuel station, we do buy fuel now 200, 300. Outside black market, they are telling us 500. No, we need help. We need help from the federal government. Let them look into this matter.
As at the time of filing this report, most petroleum fuel stations in Port Harcourt were closed, and those open have long queue.
Absence of the counsel for Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike and another in a suit challenging the legality of emergence of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) stalled hearing on the matter at the Federal High Court in Abuja on Wednesday. Winfred Okoye had appeared at the last adjourned date on behalf of Governor Wike and Michael Akamon as plaintiffs in the suit, asking the court to declare as null and void the process that had produced Atiku Abubakar as the party's national convention. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports.
PDP, INEC, Atiku Abubakar and Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal are joined as defendants in the matter. The plaintiffs are asking the court, amongst other applications, to declare as illegal the transfer of votes of Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal to Atiku Abubakar at the party's presidential primary early this year. At the resumed hearing Wednesday, the first plaintiff, Michael Akamon, told Justice Ahmed Mohammed that his counsel took ill and will require time to appear on the matter.
As the national legal advisor of the party, His Excellency actually discussed, and he told me that he never briefed anybody to file a matter on his behalf. And I believe him. I believe him. But up to now, if a lawyer is still coming to court, that means the lawyer is here to receive an instruction to withdraw the matter. And if a lawyer comes to court, file an action without instruction, Governor Wike is a lawyer. He knows what to do.
Though the defense counsels do not object the request, they drew the attention of the court to the need for a speedy dispensation of the case, which is a pre-election matter due to its peculiar timeline. The presiding judge, however, adjourned the matter to the 7th of October for hearing as he wished the plaintiff's counsel speedy recovery. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State says the only way out of the misunderstanding in the People's Democratic Party (PDP) is for the national chairman of the party, Iyorchia Ayu, to resign. Makinde said this on Wednesday in Ibadan while speaking during an interactive session with the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the 2023 election, Atiku Abubakar, and chieftains of the party from the Southwest Zone. The governor noted that the PDP must restructure itself before it will restructure Nigeria. He maintained that one of the conditions to restructure the party and balance the equation is to choose the national chairman from the South, since the presidential candidate is from the North. The All Progressives Congress, APC, in Rivers State says the immediate past Minister of Transportation, Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, attracted no fewer than 18 federal government projects and programs to the state while serving as minister. The party in the state faulted claims by Governor Nyesom Wike for labeling his predecessor and former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, a total failure for perceived inability to attract development to Rivers in over 7 years as a minister. The report.
Addressing journalists in Port Harcourt, APC Acting State Publicity Secretary Darlington Nwauju said the party leadership will not fold its hands and allow the governor to denigrate their leader with distorted facts. He insisted that the former minister attracted both human capital development and infrastructural projects to the state.
The AFAM plant, the expansion that took place in the AFAM plant station, it was not magic. Someone influenced it. To the rehabilitation of sections 1 to 2 of the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway. Please move on. The construction of the 120 billion naira Port of Bonny Road in Rivers State. The Rivers State today can boast of a new airport terminal. It did not, of course, fall from the sky. We had the groundbreaking that was done in 2021 of the reconstruction of Port Harcourt to Maiduguri rail line. And so, under the reign of Minister Rotimi Amechi, there was a transformation at the port, especially the Onne port, which now led to the birthing of the largest vessel for the first time. It happened under Amechi's regime.
Darlington listed some of Amechi's legacies to include AFAM Fast Power Project, construction of $186 million 240 megawatt expansion for the existing AFAM power plant, and ongoing rehabilitation of sections 1 to 4 of the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway. He emphasized that Amechi made very meaningful contributions to the growth of Rivers State against the falsehood Governor Wike attempts to sell to the public that he did nothing.
The Bonny DC port project that is capable of exciting the local economy in Bonny and by extension Rivers State and taking away our youth from the streets.
The Supreme Court has declared Chukwuma Odi Ifeanyi as the authentic governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Ebonyi State for the 2023 elections. The Apex Court arrived at its decision after setting aside the entire judgment of the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal, which went in favor of Joseph Obinna Ogba for being a nullity. Consequently, the 5-member panel of justices of the Supreme Court, led by Justice Amina Ogi, unanimously upheld the appeal filed by Ifeanyi as meritorious. Justice Lawal Garba, who delivered the lead judgment, held that the purported notice of appeal filed by Joseph Obinna Ogba on June 17, 2022, which gave rise to the judgment of the lower court, was incompetent in law, as it was filed without the leave of court. The Apex Court held that as a person having interest in a pre-election matter, but who was not made a party to the proceedings, ought to have obtained leave of the trial court to appeal as an interested party. No fewer than 2 persons have been reportedly killed by gunmen believed to be herdsmen at Ansa village of Keana local government area of Nasarawa State. The President, Tiv Development Association, Peter Ahemba, who confirmed the incident on Wednesday in Lafia, said he had since reported the matter to the Nasarawa State government and urged his kinsmen to be calm and not take laws into their hands, as government was taking measures to address the incident. When contacted, the state chairman, Miyetti Allah Cattle Association of Nigeria, Nasarawa State Chapter, Alhaji Bala Muhammad Dabo, confirmed the incident. The Nasarawa State Police Command is yet to issue an official statement on the matter.
I'm not supporting any conflict in the state. Up to now, I don't know the actual person that did that. We are investigating the incident that led to the killing. And anybody found among our members connected to the incident will be handed over to the security agency for prosecution. to serve as a deterrent to others?
Actually, for the past 2 weeks or so, Kadariko and Doka districts of Kiana and Doma local government areas of the state respectively. This is as a result of certain developments that arose where some herders, some herdsmen attacked some of the thief communities within Doka, leading to the death of 2 persons, while others were severely injured as a result of machete cuts. But as leaders, we have approached His Excellency Engineer Abdullah Isule, the Executive Governor of Nasarawa.
The chairman of Police Service Commission, PSC, Musiliu Smith, has resigned his position. It was gathered that the board of the commission asked Smith to resign. Confirming the resignation, spokesman for the commission, Ikechukwu Ani, said Smith, the former Inspector General of Police, is expected to hand over to retired Justice Clara Ogunbiyi, representing the judiciary at the commission. The commission and the Office of the Inspector General of Police had been at loggerheads over which body has the right to conduct the recruitment into the force. The PSC had advertised recruitment for constables and urged interested applicants to visit its website to apply, but the police, in a statement, urged members of the public to discard the notice, insisting that the recruitment process is the sole responsibility of the force. You're watching NewsHour on Trust Television. Coming up after the break, Okada riders appeal to federal government to reconsider ban. Stay with us.
To every politician, as the campaigns gain momentum and passions begin to rise, remember, the errors of your opponents do not make you a success. Do not run down your opponent and inflame passions to violence between and among your supporters. What counts is what you plan to do for the electorate and how you intend to relieve the sufferings and bring succor. Nigeria is in dire need of patriotic leaders at all levels, leaders who will make national development their priority. Concentrate on telling the electorate what you intend to do when you get into office. Focus on making your vision clear to the electorate. Don't engage in verbal abuses, fake news or speeches. Keep dealing with issues that will bring progress. You win the hearts and minds of the people by being above board, by being civil, patriotic, and showing empathy. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. A message from the National Orientation Agency.
TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Hour on Trust TV. A recap of our top stories. NEMA warns of severe floods ahead as old Zaria Cemetery is threatened. And Police Commission Chairman Musiliu Smith resigns amid recruitment crisis. Moving to more stories, we now have in the studio Idowu Isamotu from Daily Trust to give us an insight into the resignation of the Police Service Commission Chairman, Musiliu Smith. Idowu, why has it come to this? This back and forth on the recruitment process, can you give a background into the issues involved?
Okay. Good evening, Nigerians. Thanks for having me. The issues involved, as at 2018, when the president said the police should inject more manpower into the force by recruiting 10,000 young men at the level of police constables every year. So 10,000 each year. So the president stressed that time that it should be every year for 6 years. That is 60,000 police. But it became an issue later when the Police Service Commission says he has the right to actually recruit, while the police also said they have the right to recruit. But looking at the acts that establish both establishments, we will notice that the Schedule 30 of the act that established the Police Service Commission expressly stated that it is the Police Service Commission that is entitled, that is mandated to recruit the police constables, except the IGP. So it's expressly stated. But the process was going on when the police actually went to the court, and the Federal High Court, as at that time, said the police should go on. Later, the Police Service Commission also appealed, and the Court of Appeal said, no, you police, you don't have the right to recruit these officers. It is mandated. So, as at that time, the police actually said, gave an indication that they will approach the Supreme Court on the matter. But as I'm talking to you, my findings revealed that they have not approached the Supreme Court. Now, that issue is still on ground, while other issues are piling up. So today, when the meeting started, one of the sources who confided in the Daily Trust actually said that the chairman of the commission, a former Inspector General of Police, Musiliu Smith, resigned when the commissioners told him that, please, there are a wide range of issues in this commission. You are all aware that the workers in that particular commission had been on strike for the past 2 weeks. And as I'm talking to you, they have not resumed work. So, and what they were demanding is very clear. So there are a wide range of, number one, they are saying that they have headquarters here in Jabi. They have not actually moved to that headquarters. Okay. Why? Because last time when they said they wanted to relocate to that place, the engineering handling the place said, no, we have not completed these headquarters. Even if we complete it, you people, you have to wait in order to commission it formally before you can. So, but the engineering, according to the Police Service Commission Union Chairman, Adoye Adoye, he said the engineer actually told them to go back because the management has not paid the... So those are the issues, the management of the fund.
I see that there must be a systemic failure somewhere.
Yes. So that's what the unions are saying.
Is it just that institutions in question could not properly translate where their functions began and ended?
They can actually do, but you know the problem we're having in the country is that there are overlapping issues. There are duplications of responsibilities. Sometimes even when the law is clearly stating that, okay, do this, some will still go beyond to go and say, no, they will be exercising, they will be using power, even when they know that it is not right for them according to the law. They will want to trample upon, they will just want to you know, they just want to massacre the law.
So what do you think will bring about a resolution of this crisis?
The resolution of this crisis, like I said earlier, is very simple. Number one, the PSA has actually resigned now. So what they are saying is that it is a civil...
The chairman, not all of them.
The chairman, yes. The union are saying it is a civil establishment. It should be headed by a civilian, not a particular retired police officer. You know, it will be very difficult for a police officer to challenge another police officer. I don't know whether you get what I'm talking about. What I'm saying in essence is that the person who is heading the place is a retired police officer. You now expect him to go and challenge another police officer. So it's not done. So the issue can be resolved if that particular commission is being headed by a civilian head.
Thank you very much, Idowu Isamotu of Delhi Trust. Moving on, the Federal Executive Council has given the nod for the takeoff of the first stage in indigenizing vaccine production in Nigeria. Minister of Health Osagie Ehanire revealed this to newsmen at State House, Abuja, on Wednesday after the weekly meeting of the Federal Executive Council. Kehinde Amodu reports.
The process of indigenizing vaccine production in Nigeria will start with routine doses administered under the Standard Program on Immunization. To facilitate the process and acquire the necessary technology transfer, government is entering into a joint venture agreement and has formed the company that's called BioVaccine Nigeria Limited. The company's technical partner, which will help in setting up the vaccine production plant in Nigeria, is the Serum Institute of India.
But of course, the Serum Institute of India is the largest vaccine producer in the world and also has vaccines that are approved by World Health Organization. So all other countries, including UNICEF, procure also from Serum Institute of India.
The key question, of course, is who will buy the vaccines produced by BioVaccine Nigeria Limited? How will government ensure that the company has a market share despite there being older, more established vaccine production plants?
Vaccines are not things you put on the shelf where people go and buy like Panadol. They have to be purchased by government and they are supposed to be administered by government, by the Primary Healthcare Development Agency. So who will buy? So government now has approved 15% of the vaccines that UNICEF normally supplies us for BioVaccine to supply through contract manufacturing with the Serum Institute of India.
Away from vaccines, the Council of Ministers approved the revised estimated total cost of the contract for the provision of engineering infrastructure to Wasa Affordable Housing District in the Federal Capital Territory. The district has a total area of 367.11 hectares, and the new contract figure for the project is 85.04 billion naira.
With this argumentation, the completion period will now be 42 months, subject to availability of funding. And the district has a total area of 367 hectares. And if this infrastructure is done, it opens up the districts and allows all the plot allottees to be able to develop their plots, which obviously will also extend the development of the city to that part of the overall territory.
Meanwhile, the Cabinet on Wednesday approved the contract for the construction of internal roads and drainages in NCDM gas hub located at Paluco in Bayelsa State. The gas hub is set up to encourage the development of companies that will process Nigeria's gas and deepen its use domestically. From State House, Abuja, Kehinde Amodu, Trust TV News.
People living with disabilities in Katsina State are accusing the Katsina State government of attempting to shortchange them and are calling for the immediate intervention of the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. This is coming a few days after the minister's visit to Katsina State, where she disbursed some cash assistance under the National Social Investment Program. In Katsina, Abdullahi Yamadi reports that the scheme targeted 7,000 persons who will each benefit 20,000 naira. The report.
Since a departure from Katsina, people with disabilities are struggling to get what they perceive as theirs, despite there being a list of beneficiaries approved by Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. They are claiming that the minister stated categorically during the event that out of the 7,000 beneficiaries, 1,400, which is the 20% of the total number, should be people living with disabilities. However, it is surprising that only 29 people living with disabilities have collected 20,000 naira each, and they are asking what will be the fate of the remaining 1,380. We are not happy with this development. It is absolutely important for the office of the Honorable Minister to hear this. All our members in Katsina disowned the disbursement.
And as she promised, everybody will be collecting his money before leaving the hall on that day. After she departure, the official tell us that we should go and come back tomorrow. And on Friday, we met with them, and they said yet they are not with our list. We should hold a bit. Unless on Wednesday, when they give calls to our chairman, and he went there, they only give us 30 persons. And out of the 30 persons, only 29 of them settle.
Several attempts were made to get the response of the special advisor, Abdul Qadir Muhammad Nasr, without success. However, sources close to his office have described the claims put forward by people with special needs as untrue. As the special advisor to Governor Masari, I'm not aware of what is happening. When I heard them complaining, I intervened by advising our members to self-pedal. The sources point out that the office of the special advisor has no connection with the payment, neither did it have anything to do with the generation of the list of targeted beneficiaries, as is being claimed. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
The Zamfara state government has officially flagged off the distribution and sales of fertilizer for the 2022 wet season farming at a subsidized rate. Governor Bello Matawale, who flagged off the exercise in Gusau, said the sales of the fertilizer, which will be at 15,000 naira, will be on a cash-in and carrying basis to eliminate the challenge of trying to collect money from farmers if given on loan basis. The report.
Governor Matawale said over 80% of people in the state are farmers, which informed his administration's decision to accord priority to agriculture in order to boost food sufficiency. He disclosed that the state government had procured 3,000 metric tons of assorted fertilizer to be distributed to over 2,000 registered farmer associations at a subsidized rate.
The farmers usually make deposit of their total loan requirement and settle the remaining balances after the harvest. Sadly enough, however, the government has been finding it extremely difficult to retrieve the funds from ill-behaved farmers. This program has been impeding the government's effort to provide the farmers with much needed fertilizer and other farm implements. To address this issue, the government did it most appropriate to sell the farmers the fertilizer on a cash and carrying basis, but at no subsidized rate. It is just our expectation that farmers will cooperate with the current initiative and key in for us to maximize the existing.
The governor assured residents of the state of his administration's efforts to combat insecurity and restore peace so that everyone can go about carrying out their businesses without fear of terror.
With this initiative, I want to assure all our soldiers that the government will continue to do everything possible for the security of life and property of the citizens everywhere in the state.
The special advisor to the Zamfara State Governor on Comprehensive Agriculture Revolution program applauded the state government, saying that such programs can improve food security.
It always marks the beginning of the sale of fertilizer on cash and carry basis to our teeming farmers at subsidized rates across the state, as you will hear from His Excellency the Executive Governor. However, this objective could not be achieved without the continuous support and prompt attention accorded to us by the present administration of Governor Bello Muhammad Matawallah Maradu, who is all out to see the successful implementation of all our programs based on the fact that they have direct bearing to the teeming farmers, thereby enhancing food security in our beloved state.
Furthermore, the state government said it will introduce irrigation farming, where the government will rent out farmlands to civil servants and farmers alike. This will assist in creating revenue for the state and also improve food sufficiency.
The federal government says it is considering placing a ban on the use of motorcycles, popularly known as Okada. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, who made this known while briefing newsmen, said investigations revealed that commercial motorcycles are used for mining activities across the country, and the ban could cut off sources of funds for terrorists and bandits. Ibrahim Ismail reports that Okada riders in Gombe State are appealing to the federal government to reconsider the issue of these commercial motorcycles, as it is a source of livelihood to millions of people.
According to the National Motorcycle and Tricycle Riders Association, as at 2014, Nigeria has 8 million registered commercial motorcycles across the country, thus providing a source of livelihood to millions of Nigerians. Terrorists like the bandits in the northwest and the Boko Haram in the northeast are known for using motorcycles to perpetrate their criminal activities. Concerned about the prevailing security challenges, the federal government said it is weighing options of proscribing Okada to address insecurity. However, some Okada riders in Gombe State are worried that banning Okada will pose devastating consequences. We will be in hardship if Okada is banned. It is the business that feeds our family. Some have 1 or 2 wives with 5, 6 or 10 children, and they depend on Okada. Therefore, if Okada is banned, people will suffer. You won't be happy if they stop you from doing your job. Banning Okada is not the solution. They should find another means to address the problem. Nigerians patronizing Okada said banning the commercial motorcyclists will affect them directly.
Per day, like this time, I enter Achaba like 5 times, 4 times. Now, you see me now, na pro Achaba, I come from what now. So if I say no Achaba, guess how Allah go do? Even me, I go suffer. Because the way I want to go buy the something, I no go feel wait motor. Then na machine I go feel carry and go. I go feel go buy something, can't do the work.
Criminologist from Gombe State University, Dr. Adamu Ahmad said banning Okada will compound the security challenges bedeviling the country. He urged the federal government to come up with a proactive and sustainable solution.
There are areas or states that ban the use of motorbike. To what extent that particular ban affects the security activities in that particular areas? To what extent do we see reduction in the criminal violations as a result of ban of motorbike? What I'm trying to say is that we can ban motorbike and responsible citizens will stop using it. Those who are using it as a source of livelihood can stop using it. But those that we think we are banning the motorbike because of them, they can continue to use it and nothing will happen.
Apart from job creation, commercial motorcycle allows for easy movements across Nigerian cities and facilitate transport to remote areas that cannot be accessed by cars. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, JAMB, has asked the House of Representatives Committee on Finance to remove the agency from the annual budget by granting it total autonomy. JAMB Registrar Ishak Oloide, who made the appeal while appearing before the committee at the ongoing deliberations on the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, MTEF-FSP, said one of the conditions for JAMB to be removed from the annual budget is for the agency to be allowed to review the examination fees upward. He explained that the board decided to review the fees downward in 2017 after emitting 7.5 billion naira, adding that the amount charged for registration fees was reduced from 5,000 naira to 3,500 naira. The International Labour Organization, ILO, says it is providing technical support to the federal government of Nigeria to ensure the amendment of labor laws. ILO Country Director Vanessa Falla made the disclosure at the 15th Annual Banking and Finance Conference organized by the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, on Wednesday in Abuja. Falla spoke with newsmen on the sidelines of the conference after a panel discussion on the topic, Workforce Globalization, Opportunities and Threat. According to her, ILO is currently playing a role in the dispute between the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, and the federal government. Falla advised that it was essential for parties to understand and recognize the need for speedy resolution of the problem. Environmental and sanitation stakeholders have called for attitudinal change and awareness as solutions to the challenges of fecal sludge evacuation in Nigeria. This was part of discussions at an interaction in Bauchi State to mitigate the dangers that come with the practice. The report.
The World Health Organization Global Statistics on Sanitation Safety Plan 2016 shows that about 2.4 billion people have access to sewer, 2.6 billion requires fecal sludge management, while 1.9 billion people suffer lack of any services. To address the above challenges, experts say there is a need for people to change their attitude.
To change the attitude of the people, first of all, it is for you to educate them. And you can see now we have an interactive session, having a workshop with the key stakeholders. This is part of the sensitization. The second one is for you to look at it from the religious background, because we all have beliefs that our religious leaders tell us the truth. We are going to penetrate that and use that as an opportunity so that the religious leaders can talk to their people to change that attitude so that we can be able to manage fecal sludge.
Fecal sludge evacuation in Bauchi is, at the moment, is poor because the service providers and the people or the people that are working manually in evacuating this fecal sludge, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have equipment, and they are poorly guided.
Some of the participants, especially the local evacuators, attributed the challenges faced by them to poverty, but the civil society representatives have a contrary view. We decided to engage in this practice because of the prevalent economic downturn in the country. Doing this is better than resorting to begging. In these circumstances, our choices are limited because there are very few opportunities for decent jobs. That is even the reason we don't have safety tools for the job. Some of us borrow them, while others do not. That's how we found ourselves.
They make money from this business. They make, a lot of money from this business because most of the pit latrines, owners of the pit latrines are in the majority most urban areas and even in the rural areas. So these business operators make hell of money from that, and certainly they have to protect themselves by wearing hand gloves, boots, and face masks. But for them to claim that because of poverty, that's why they will not buy all these essential needs for carrying out their, daily businesses, I think that is an act of carelessness by most of them.
Meanwhile, the stakeholders agree that collaborative effort is needed to manage the situation for the safety of the people. Adamu Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
You're still watching NewsHour on Trust Television. More stories after the break. Welcome back. Still ahead. In business, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says it will on Thursday sign agreements on the gas pipeline project with the National Office of Hydrocarbons and Mines of Morocco and the ECOWAS Commission. The NNPC, in a statement on Tuesday, said its Group Chief Executive Officer Mele Kyari paid a courtesy visit to the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Mar Aliou Toure, in preparation for the signing of the agreement scheduled to hold on 15th September in Rabat, Morocco. The government says the gas pipeline will reduce gas flaring in Nigeria and encourage the diversification of energy resources in the country, while cutting down poverty through the creation of more job opportunities. On the foreign scene, King Charles III on Wednesday led a procession of the coffin of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, through London before hundreds of thousands of people as they paid their final respects to the departed monarch. 6 days after her death in Scotland, Queen Elizabeth's body was borne on a horse-drawn gun carriage on Wednesday from her Buckingham Palace home for the final time to Westminster Hall, where she will remain for 4 full days until her funeral on Monday. The King, his heir, Prince William, and younger son, Prince Harry, walked in silence before the gun carriage as it wound through the capital streets in a 38-minute journey to the cavernous 12th century hall in the Westminster Parliament. Hundreds of people were already queuing early Wednesday morning, with those at the front having spent the night equipped with blankets, camping beds, camping seats, tents, and rain ponchos. 10 people have been killed in a second day of airstrikes on Ethiopia's Tigray region on Wednesday. The attacks came after authorities there expressed readiness for a ceasefire. A senior official at Aida Referral Hospital, the biggest in Tigray, Kibrom Gebreselassie, said twin drone attacks hit a residential neighborhood in the regional capital, Mekele, killing 10 people and injuring others. Earlier, a spokesman for the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, which has been fighting Ethiopia's government for nearly 2 years, said civilians had been killed and wounded in the strike, but did not provide further details. The reported attack followed a drone strike on Tuesday at Mekele University, which the TPLF said caused injuries and property damage. Tigray has been hit by several airstrikes since fighting resumed in late August between government forces and their allies and TPLF rebels in northern Ethiopia. And finally, let's join Adeniyi Ajisafe for the sports news.
Minister of Youth and Sport Development Sunday Dare and Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Zubairu Gambo on Tuesday declared the 12th Nigerian Navy Games closed after 5 days of action in 22 sporting events. President Muhammadu Buhari was also in Lagos for the inauguration of Nigerian Navy Games, as well as commissioning of Nigerian Navy Sport Complex in Navy Town, Ojo, Lagos on Thursday. Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Awa Zubairu Gambo says the event is aimed at boosting physical and military strength of its personnel in combating crimes at the sea and shore. 1,029 athletes from 6 different commands participated in 22 track and field events and tug of war, while Central and Eastern Naval Commands competed in football finals. The 12th Nigerian Navy Games is the first on Navy sport facilities and the 4th time it is held in Lagos. And in football, French feminine club Saint Etienne have announced the signing of another Nigerian Super Falcons star, Regina Otu, on a 1-year deal. Otu played for Edo Queens in 2019 and Rivers Angels in 2020 before moving to Europe to join FC Minsk of Belarus, where she played in the qualifications for the UEFA Women's Champions League. Regina Otu has represented Nigerian Super Falcons in 3 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. That's Sport News. I am Adeni Ajishafe.
It on News Update. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. I'm Ayinde Shuaga, thanking you for watching.